Welcome to the Burning Pallets Podcast, sponsored by Texsource. Here's your host, Ryan Boland.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Ryan here with the Burning Pallets Podcast in the same place we were last time. We're still at the Impressions trade show in Long Beach, California. Alongside with me is Mike Coy.
Hey, everybody.
My assistant slash the face of the Burning Pallets. And then also we have in the middle Tito with Avient.
You're not going to try my last name?
I am not, because I didn't try Jake's either.
You didn't? Wow. Okay.
I see your emails all the time, but I don't pay attention to the last name.
Go ahead and try it. You're not gonna offend me.
I'll try it once you do too. I'll try it cold.
Let's have a game. Let's have a game. We'll see who wins.
Let me see it again.
All right.
Echiburu.
I've heard it worse. Not quite though.
Oh, okay. So this. I might not be able to do.
Echiburu.
There you go.
Echiburu. Yeah, he's probably right.
Close. So if we were writing this in Spanish, the accent would be on the last U. So Echiburu.
Oh, the old accent thing. Well, you need to put like a little mark on it, like a little accent mark.
Actually, if I write it in Spanish, it should have.
Can you pronounce my last name?
Hoy.
Thank you very much.
It's Hoey or.
Well, I just let people say what they want, but he actually got it correct.
Yeah.
He must know some people in Ireland that know how to pronounce it.
It was a good guess.
That was.
But we're here with Tito with Avient. He is the HNIC.
What does that mean?
I can't tell you. He is the main guy at Avient, and we're pleased to have you on this podcast. I was surprised we were able to get you on here, and we're pleased. We got a lot of hard-hitting questions, a lot of knowledge we want to give to the screen printers out there. And this podcast is we're just a flow, just have fun, talk about whatever, talk about life. I do have a bone to pick with Tito as well, like I did with Jake.
Okay. Are you going to bring that up right? You're setting the tone early?
So yeah, this is how we're starting.
Okay, before you pick the bone, I'll forget this if I don't say it. We have a sales guy, Jacob. He wanted to say hello to you. He said, hey, if you see him.
Okay. All right.
So
appreciate it.
Big fan.
Good. Yeah. Appreciate that.
Look at Ryan's face.
I wasn't invited to the golf tournament.
Oh, that's the bone. Oh, here it comes.
Which one?
See?
I know.
That's the second time.
They go to multiple golf tournaments. But anyways,
one?
I like golf.
Anyone would have been nice.
And I was picking on Jake about the GSG golf tournament, which was a perfect. It's a great.
I don't have the power to invite to that one.
Oh, yeah,
to be fair,
yes,
I got invited.
But it's a good cause. I mean, I was trying to give Jake a hard time on it.
That's great.
But that's my only bone to pick.
It's a wonderful call. It's a wonderful cause. It really is.
It really
golf tournament.
And I saw the videos because I follow GSG. I mean, they do good. And they had you and Jake on there.
Yeah, we were on the front page.
Yeah.
I did not know that was going to happen, but I heard about it quite quickly.
Yeah. So. They had a bunch of people there. So yeah, like you said, a great cause. I mean, they did really well. So.
It really is.
But at some point, I'm definitely down for golf.
Well, we live pretty close to each other, so we can do that whenever we want, right?
Yep. Okay. So, but anyway, so on the Avient, onto the show. What's some of the new stuff you got going on, Jake? Maybe a little bit of a groundwork, but the sustainability, I think, is where we're headed. And some of the questions we have for you today.
No, that's what we're most excited about here at the show this year. Our corporation, Avient Corporation, has really challenged us to become a more sustainable business and what we do internally from what we make and certainly how we think about our products and how we can help our industry going forward. So this has really been about a 2 to 3 year journey for us to get to today to where we're able to offer a few products. And when we think about sustainable solutions, I think that's a big word that everybody uses. Everybody wants to be more sustainable in their industry, but I think we go beyond that, and we really do help define what that means in our industry. I think we have a responsibility to help printers understand, hey, how can I be more sustainable?
Is this business-driven or is this government-driven?
It's definitely not government-driven.
It seems like businesses are ahead of the government.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's enough data out there that tell you that people want So certainly from a business perspective, it's the right thing to do.
Interesting.
But it's also the right thing to do to think about how we can be better stewards of this planet.
Yeah.
And so those two things really do go hand in hand. And for us, it's a lot about how can you save energy. That helps our printers. How can we make products with more sustainable type raw materials? How can we have more eco-conscious solutions? So, everything, we have a pipeline of development right now, and I think it's like 99% right now is very much sustainable driven. The 1% that's not is just we're trying to tweak a product here and there or something like that that already exists. But everything new, it's going to come out. It's going to be sustainable.
So as a screen printing industry, has it just been on the low of the totem pole forever? I mean, has it just been really bad for the planet? I mean, it's forever sustainable. We're trying to forever fix the planet. I mean,
well, I think that would be unfair. I think as time goes on, the definitions of sustainability change. Right? It's just lead and paint, phthalates and plastisol.
Yeah,
and that definitely changed. 15, 20 years ago? I don't know exactly when that changed, but we kind of made that first step many years ago, and I think we were part of that solution. And here we are. I think we're on the cusp of another step change. To me, just starting with low-cure plastisol.
Yeah.
If you're a printer, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you
save energy, right?
You're going to turn your ovens down 30, 40 degrees or what have you, right? Well, it just makes sense from a cost perspective. It makes sense from an energy consumption perspective. Certainly, I think we had a job to put as many products out there to complete the portfolio, and I feel like we have a complete portfolio now. It took some time to get there. But I think it's a step change, like going from phthalate to non-phthalate.
Yeah, and at what point on the low temp inks does it become a logistical problem in shipment? And how do you? Surely technology will help that in the future, like maybe a bucket that'll be more like a miniature cooler or something. You know what I'm saying?
That would be nice. That would make our lives a lot easier.
I just gave you that product idea, so think of me.
Appreciate that.
Think of me.
A self-chilling pail.
Well, I mean, there could be something like an airspace in there, something that will.
What about the crap that Easyway puts on their totes? That little silver. It's almost like the visor you put in your windshield.
Yeah, it looks like an aluminum foil type blanket. Yeah, you do see that in international shipments. But I tell you, for us, it's an interesting challenge and an opportunity. We ship to customers through distribution in over 55 countries.
Yeah.
And if you think about that, every one of our products are being used in the summertime somewhere.
Yeah.
And then a lot of our products have to cross the equator. So everything we develop, and then if you think about these things don't really go hand in hand, low-cure products have to ship, and they have to sit in a shipping container for 2 to 3 weeks or 6 weeks, who knows. And the temperatures, in those shipping containers can be very high. So all of our development, we do all the testing. We have ways to replicate that. It is that challenge of it needs to be low-cure, but it also has to withstand the shipping time of going through an equator.
And you guys have successfully have made that happen.
Exactly.
I know sometimes we don't sell drums of ink to certain, like Wilmington or on the East Coast, because the bottom of that ink is going to just harden.
Correct. And it's the biggest challenge that we have, and I think it'll continue to get better and better. But it's I think it's something that the industry will learn to deal with too. If you think about water-based inks, and you don't want to ship those in the winter. You don't want to, like it is much of the country right now.
Emulsion is the same way.
So I think people get used to understanding how to deal with it. So as we continue to develop and get through those challenges, this low temperature, this low cure type plastisol will continue to get better and better.
So the one thing that Jake mentioned, I think you guys are showing over the Avient booth, bio-plastisol?
Bio-plastisol.
What on?
Are you allowed to talk about that?
Absolutely.
Is there bacteria in there? That's where my mind is picturing like live bio. What is going on?
This is from The Simpsons.
We'll have to put a disclaimer that there's no bacteria in it.
Okay.
It's safe.
I'm just saying where my mind went. Maybe it's not a good thing.
No, it's a wonderful new product for us. It's really tailored to brands, to printers that say, hey, I want to have a more sustainable solution to offer to my customers, or if you're a brand, to offer to hit some of your sustainable goals. But we do recognize we love water-based. We have some great water-based products, but for some printers, it's a big step. It's a big step in terms of just how you run your shop, and do you have the people that are really maintain that discipline to do it well? And this is a great half step. It's still PVC-based. It has PVC in it, so it's still plastisol. So we kept the name plastisol in it. We don't want to misguide anyone to think it's not PVC, but it has a significantly higher than 50% content of bio-derived raw materials. So what that means is they're renewable resources. They're things that are not fossil fuels. They're not going to deplete the earth. So it's kind of a plug-and-play type of product.
Same consistency as a plastic?
Consistency is great. It's honestly, when you see it come off a dryer, it has a great hand fit. It almost feels like a high solid water-based type product. It's super soft.
Can we get some of this to test in the old Texsource lab?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'd be happy to do that.
Yeah,
we're trying to get this in as many people's hands as we can. And we couldn't be more excited about this. It's
another item code.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan, can we bring on another ink? Then I just run. Yeah. I run.
Well, things go right. It's another step change that is possible for the industry. As I was talking about, phthalate to non-phthalate, standard cure to low cure. Well, we really are very hopeful that this moves the industry forward into a bio-plastisol type industry.
I put that in its own category. Bio-plastisol, same consistency, same viscosity, whatever. Low cure, low bleed. I mean, I guess it's all the same properties, just built differently.
Correct.
Okay.
It's got a raw material base behind it that does not contain any phosphorus.
Do you see this being very big with the big brands like Adidas and Nike and some of the others? Because, like, I worked at Adidas years ago, 15, 16 years ago. And even back then, we printed Super Bowl shirts on organic cotton. It was they big brands lead the way.
Right, and yeah, absolutely. That's a big intent of this product launch. It's and I can't. We have talked to a lot of brands. I can't disclose who and where we are with those discussions, but I will tell you there are a lot of brands that still use plastisol and they use standard plastic, and we're very happy about that, by the way. That's a great thing, but they have sustainable goals, right? And this really gives them an opportunity to complete objectives that they have. I think every company in the world wants to be better stewards of the earth, so this is just another possibility. And we do recognize there are a lot of printers that struggle for one reason or another to go to a high solid water-based system.
Well, it's a lot to maintain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plastisol it's too easy because I've got a wet screen or inked up screen sitting back. When I printed this, it's still sitting there.
Exactly.
I get back in a week, I can pull the squeegee once and print another shirt.
Yeah, so you have the wet on wet capabilities. You have the ability to go to lunch or go on a break, or if somebody stops you from whatever you're doing and continue to come right back and you're running again. So
exactly, which is basically like how we came up with the name Burning Pallets.
Burning Pallets. Yeah.
You leave, go to lunch, and you got to move the flash.
He burnt one today.
Who?
The kid over there.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. I was talking to him. He goes, yeah. He said, I didn't burn it. He said, I've done that before. But yeah, he roasted a pallet. It wasn't quite burned, but yeah. So I thought I smelled it.
I was smelling that over there, but the heat press. But yeah, so like you're saying, plastisol, walk away, come back, whatever you got to do. And that's how we came up with the name Burning Pallets.
Love the name.
Yeah.
And I think Peter's over there printing shirts right now. He's doing something. He's doing maintenance on the on the flash.
I hope he doesn't hurt himself.
You got to keep under control sometimes.
The guy does not stop.
He doesn't.
He does not stop.
So how you guys liking the BSN Colors Victory Series? I know it's kind of not brand new. It's kind of newish, but it's definitely something in the industry that has had to happen. I mean, with Avient.
Yeah, and we're very appreciative of our relationship with BSN.
Yep.
We've worked with them for quite some time. We're really excited to be launching the color palette behind it with them. I would say behind them and with them and supporting them. And yeah, it's a great launch that we've just put those colors out there, and we're hopeful it's going to make their lives easier and the printers that serve BSN.
To the guys out there who listen, what does BSN stand for?
Oh man,
Sports Network.
It was
something.
It's older name, right? I mean,
well, BSN.
Somebody told me that. I'm having a senior moment, which I tend to have quite a bit, but.
They're a network that caters
well, who are they? Or what is the word BSN?
I meant, what does the word BSN mean? But also, who are they?
I thought you meant you were asking the acronym.
Yeah, both.
But it's a lot of sporting teams.
It is,
it's that individualized, named and numbered type scenario.
Correct. I mean, they have a nationwide network of offering schools and leagues, a color palette, it's a catalog of merchandise, whether it be uniforms or anything else that goes with it.
They've cornered the market, where as a screen printer, my last scenario, I wasn't going to do team sports. It just wasn't what our model was, but some people are set up to do the name and number thing. But I had a chance to use I keep UPLC, and I printed the gold and then one of the reds, and I was very impressed with the opacity. But with that being said, I understand that BSN is a market because it's the victory colors.
Correct.
But I think every printer can benefit from these inks when they print polyester, because a lot of them are just afraid to. Where this, especially for a manual shop, to be able to take gold, print, flash print, the color doesn't shift because you're not underbasing it. So offer those 24 colors to your customers. And, forget about BSN. I mean, you don't have to have BSN to use these colors.
That's a great point.
So that's how I'm telling people, because Ryan and I get calls all the time that are, like, hey, I'm trying to do this, and my white ink's turning pink, and
correct,
because of the bleeding of the polyester. So this is my new go-to. I'm like, have you tried this? Because the colors are vibrant.
Yeah.
And they're opaque. It's almost like I felt bad just hitting it a second time.
Right.
I'm like, I probably don't need to.
No, it's been a great partnership, and we're really happy to be launching these colors with these guys. And it's great. It's a great palette of colors.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I like your idea.
You called it the crayon box? Mike did, or something like that?
Yeah, like all screen printers, and this is something that we teach, or the advice I give to people all the time, is like, don't let your customers come in and give you a million different colors. That's why you go in a shop and you see like all these colors from years where you had to mix all this. What you do is and that's what our Gen series is based on. You have a standard color palette that they get to choose from. There's our brown, there's our red, there's our blue. And you've got a nice Crayola box full of crayons. Mm-hmm. If they need something special, then call us up and we'll mix it with our M3 and then charge the customer for that custom color. And so the UPLC falls right into my theory of like, keep it simple, add this Crayola box to what you offer customers, because more times than not, if you hand them a Pantone book, they're going to pick something random in that book.
Right.
And so you keep it simple for your customers, and it's more efficient to just stop those.
Yeah, absolutely. And you offering that color service, beyond the 24 makes a lot of sense. That additional service that you can provide.
Crazy story. I had to do the color thing just last week. We had a customer, their new printer, they're newbies. We're helping them along. I'm bottle feeding them information as needed. This is so classic. They wanted to order a special color from us, but they didn't know. And they're like, I think it's this color. They're just eyeballing it on a screen. And they sent me the information, and their customer was some professional. They had the Pantone color right in their logo guide. It was 186. It said it right there. That's the color you order. But they're looking at the logo like off their website, and they're guessing like, I think it's like 199, and it was right in there. But that was a time where we knew, mix 186, send it to them. Boom, they got it.
That's what Avient did. You guys did as well, Avient. Those color cards for either the Chill series or the BSN, you could put the PMS number.
Yeah, you get that reference. Yeah,
actually, the item code is a PMS number.
Yeah,
that was helpful.
That's brilliant.
But back to sustainability. I mean, I know about the bio-plastisol, which is cool. I mean, that's something new we've learned. What else? Is there anything else in the pipeline? I'm sure you can't probably disclose, but I'm sure you guys are working on more things.
Absolutely. I mean, it's basically the building blocks, right? And once you start working with raw material suppliers that come from a sustainable type framework, we're having to work with some new raw material suppliers behind the scenes and educate them on how we're going to use their products. But it certainly becomes a building block of possibilities to launch other products. So beyond plastisol, we're looking at all of our technologies. We produce plastisol, we produce water-based, we produce silicone. We have the PVC plastisol. So I think everything, all of our raw material bases for all those 4 distinct technologies, we're certainly going through that review of what's out there, what can we use, and how can we continue to put more sustainable content into our products.
Yeah. So I've asked the same question to Max. He wouldn't answer it. Jake was fine with answering it. He didn't care.
Okay.
We had Max freeze up a couple times, and I think he didn't want a trip to HR. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure.
And it's
Max very political.
Proud of him, then.
And I was going to ask this question to you, but Jake's like, make sure you ask Tito. So if you don't like the question, make sure you blame Jake.
Okay.
So you heard the reference or the phrase, you got to kill one, marry one, basically where you choose something and kill one off.
Okay.
He's already looking. Look at the body language.
I'm not liking where this is
I
going.
know he does not like.
Jake answered it perfectly because he knew what kind of standards he had to be in. I can't piss this person off,
right,
but I can do this.
Okay.
He did pretty good. So, but you don't have to answer it. But he told me to ask. So, Wilflex, Rutland, Union, QCM, Magna, Print Top, Aquarius. You got to kill one, keep one. Or sorry, kill one and pick your best one.
Okay. I've been asked this question many times.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm going to answer it the way I have always answered it. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to meet your objective of killing and marrying or anything. But the way, there's a fun way to answer this, and then I'll get a little more serious with you about it. Do you have children?
Yes.
Yes. You guys both have children, right? And I'm sure they have asked, you have more than one?
No, just one.
Oh, okay. You don't have to deal with this yet. Maybe one day you will.
I do, yes.
I do.
My wife's ready for
At one point, they look at you. One of them, like, which one? Who do you love more, right?
Yeah.
And do you answer that one?
Yeah.
Maybe it depends on the moment, right?
My 2 sons know that my daughter's my favorite.
Okay.
She's a good one.
Most good parents.
I got lucky because what are you going to say? She's the girl.
Right. Yeah. Most parents would say, no, we love you all the same, and that's the way I feel about my
and
friends.
that's a lie.
It's not a lie, and I'll tell you. I'll pivot a little more serious. No, here's why though.
Okay.
Look, all of these brands. We're in a great situation. We've been very fortunate to be able to consolidate these brands under one roof. But what we have not consolidated and what we continue to respect mightily is that we have a distribution network that have represented these respective brands for many, many years.
Yeah.
And if you're a Wilflex distributor or a Rutland distributor, man, most of our distributors are family owned. Okay, a lot of them are second, third generation. Right?
Yeah. Texsource.
Exactly. So, you grew up representing that brand, and you love that brand. And that's kind of what put bread on the table, and that's what enabled you guys to have the success you had. And printers, beyond that, a lot of printers have put their name and trust into those brands.
Oh, yeah.
So there's so much equity in that, you would never take them away. It doesn't make sense. Why would you do that to anyone? So, our challenge is to keep those respective brands representing what they have for a very long time. So I don't have a favorite. I really don't. I really don't. And it's just, again, it's kind of like my children. I mean, they all have great, unique capabilities and strengths and weaknesses, and that's the way we view it. So, and if you look at our brands, we've continued to invest in all of them over different periods of time and at different times, and we'll continue to do that.
And like I told Jake, Avient, you guys done really well keeping them separate, or bringing them all in under one roof, but keeping them separate, keeping the network separate, the dealer. I mean, you guys done a good job. So I mean, I told that to Jake as well.
Yeah. In the whole scope of things, where would you say that Avient is as far as in the race to be the leader in the world?
Well, I think you have to look at it from different parts of the world. We certainly have a lot of room for growth, right? And certain countries and regions in the world, there's huge markets where our market share is basically minimal. It's nothing. So we look at those places. Certainly, I think in the U.S., I know this audience is primarily U.S. We have a nice market share, but we have a lot of challenges in terms of how do you decorate a garment, right? I mean, it's just not screen printing. I wish it was, but it's not, and it's our job to continue to convince people that when you need to decorate a garment, that screen printing is the method of choice. So
it is on the volume for sure, the volume side.
So if you define a marketplace as how I decorate, how I choose to decorate or market, we have a lot of room to grow. There's a lot of alternatives out there.
Yeah. Anything else, Mike? Don't you know? Are you going to do a weird question?
Maybe. Let me see if I can dial this up here. I'm
glad you didn't force me to kill anything. So, I really appreciate that.
That was a good answer. I mean, that was a good analogy. You can't choose your favorite kid.
Right.
Well, for me, I can choose. Only have one, but that's easy. But my wife is ready for more.
I have a favorite daughter. I have 3 kids, 2 sons and a daughter. I always say.
My wife is definitely ready to keep pushing on that path.
All right, there you go. It's fun. It's a great thing.
She's not happy with me being gone all the time, though, especially here for a whole week, and she's by herself.
We've all lived those lives, right? Yeah. So I don't know. I've been married 26 years. I think if I would have been home every night, I might not be married 26 years.
Yeah. That ask Bruce about that. Yeah, his wife's like, get out, get out.
COVID was a big change for us when I was home for like 8 or 9 months straight.
You got one?
Okay, sir. Here it is. Take it as you will. Okay. Don't shoot the messenger. Can the idea of color theory in screen printing lead us to reflect on the diversity and harmony of perspectives in our own human experience?
Those are a lot of big words in that question.
I know. I was lucky I got them out. Do you want me to say
AI
it again?
Generated?
It is. You called him out. You called him out.
Yes.
AI
Called me out. Yeah,
I
asked AI to give me random questions for a podcast that was both related to screen printing and philosophical.
Wow.
All right, what's the question again?
Do you want me to do a different one?
No, because I don't want to. I don't want to think about it twice.
Okay.
Or another one 2 more times.
I'll read it slow.
All right.
Can the idea of color theory in screen printing lead us to reflect on the diversity and harmony of perspectives in our own human experience?
Equality, being equal to everybody.
I'm going to need more context there.
That's all I got.
That's all you got?
I'm struggling with that.
I've had to do several of these, Tito. I mean,
do I really need to answer?
Yeah.
No, you
didn't
laugh at the question.
No, you don't have to answer the question.
Okay.
No, you don't.
But just feel for me, because I've got to do these questions another probably 15, 20 times over the next 2 days.
Wow.
But anyways, Tito, I appreciate you coming on and taking your time. It was good.
No, I appreciate you having me.
I was very happy to get you on this podcast, and really appreciate it. And thank you guys for what you do.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you tonight too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Looking forward to seeing everyone.
Yeah, we're excited.
One of the best part of the show is just so many great people in this industry, and it's just great to see everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Appreciate it. Awesome. Thank you for coming on.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.